Today, we are going to go back to the standard we've been on over this week. It's to explain major differences between poems, drama, and prose, and refer to the structural elements of poems and drama when writing or speaking about a text. So, what did I tell y'all were structural elements?
The elements that make up a poem.
Correct, Timmy. Elements that make up a poem. Let's keep it going. I can describe how elements of poems, drama, and prose enhance the reader's experience in a text. Now, make sure you're paying attention because at the end, you will be assessed on a poem and you will be given 3 questions at the end talking about poetry. It's going to be the elements that we're going to go over of poetry. So make sure you are paying attention because you will be assessed over a poem with 3 questions at the end. Everybody understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What is poetry? Poetry. What is poetry? Read for me, Aiden.
In poetry, the sound and meaning of words are combined to express feelings, thoughts, and ideas. The poet chooses words carefully. Poetry is usually written in rhymes.
Okay. Here's what is poetry? Poetry poem. Read it for me. Anaya Mix. Read it for me, Angel.
What is poetry? Who knows? Not a rose, with the scent of a rose. Not the sky, but the light in the sky. Not the fly, but the gleam on the fly. Not the sea, but the sound of the sea. Not myself, but what makes me see, hear, and feel something that prose cannot, and what is who knows.
All right. Thank you, Angel. So it's talking about what is poetry. Not a rose, but the scent of a rose. Talking about a smell, not the sky, but the light in the sky. Not the fly, but the gleam of the fly. Not the sea, but the sound of the sea. Not myself, but what makes me see, hear, and feel something that prose cannot. And what is it? Who knows? So it's telling you that poetry is about talking about emotions, what you see, what you hear, the sound, what you feel. Poetry brings out more emotions than just a prose, something that prose do not. Reading for meaning. Now, to find meaning in a poem, readers ask questions as they read. There are many things to pay attention to when reading a poem. What is the first thing, Kylan? What is the first thing you pay attention to when reading a poem?
Title
What is the say by title?
provides clues about topic, mode, speaker, author's proposed.
Purpose.
Purpose.
A title can tell you a lot of stuff about what you're about to encounter when you read that text or when you read that poem. It tells you a topic, how the mood is going to be, a speaker, and the author's purpose. The next one, Jayla, it can tell you, it can go, your poem can be fast, it can be slow, and it can tell you your why. Why are we reading it? What was the purpose of the poem? Sound devices. What effects do they have? Sorry. I read it too quick when I was talking. Sorry. Sound devices. Now, what effects do they have? think about things that are part of poetry, like onomatopoeia. Words that sound as they are said, like bang, pow, things like that, that brings that pop. Pop is even a one. Pop, that brings that pop to a poem. Figures of speech. What do they tell us about the subject? And voice. Who is speaking? Is it the poet or a character? Is it one voice or two voices? And the author's purpose. The author's purpose can be doing what, Janelle?
The author's purpose can be sending messages, sharing feelings, telling stories, or being funny, or being
Descriptive. Descriptive means to describe, to go into detail, to have many details about a particular thing or a specific thing, okay? Read mood for me, Tia.
happy, sad, angry, thoughtful, silly, excited, frightening.
Yes. So, with your mood, it could be happy, it could be sad, it could be excited, it could be silly. You have different moods when you're reading poetry. Not every mood is going to be the same when you read a poem. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Right. Now, plot. Read plot for me, Alim.
What is happening in the poem?
The plot is telling you what's going on in the poem. Whether they having a nice day at the beach, whether they're talking about their first day of school. Different plots for different poems, just like a story, but itself was a poem. Remember, I told you, a poem is more creative. It's free thinking. And also remember, to make meaning, readers must make connections and tap into their background knowledge and prior experiences as they read. Poetry elements. Writers use many elements to create their poems. These elements include rhythm, sound, imagery, and form. The elements of a poem are rhythm, sound, imagery, and form. What are the elements of a poem?
Rhythm, sound, imagery, and form.
Now here's rhythm. Rhythm is the flow of the beat in a poem. Gives poetry a musical feel. It can be slow, can be fast, depending on the subject or mood of a poem. You can measure rhythm in meters by counting the beats in each line. So, a rhythm can be like this. Your poem can go have a rhythm like this. Or it can be like this. Of course, you won't hear the clapping of it, but that's the kind of pace you'll be reading. That's what it means by rhythm. So, let's read this together on the count of 3. 1, here's an example. Let's read this on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. The pickety fence, the pickety fence. Give it a lick, it's a pickety fence. Give it a lick, it's a clickety fence. Give it a lick, it's a lickety fence. Give it a lick, give it a lick. Give it a lick with a rickety stick. Pickety, 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 pick. So, when you're reading it, think about how somebody will be walking down a sidewalk and just hitting a fence like that. Just hitting it with their pencil. So they're reading it as the author made the poem as if to the beat of somebody hitting the fence like that with a stick. The pickety fence, the pickety fence. Give it a lick, it's the pickety fence. Give it a lick, it's a clickety fence. Give it a lick, it's a lickety fence. Give it a lick, give it a lick, give it a lick with a rickety stick. Pickety, 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 pick. Y'all see the rhythm?
Yes.
So here's another one. Where are you now? Let's read on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
When the night begins to fall and the sky begins to glow,
You look up and see the tall city lights begin to grow. In rows and little golden squares, the lights come out, first here and there. Behind the window panes, as though a billion bees have built the golden hives and honeycombs above you in the air. Now, y'all see it's a different type of rhythm, right?
Yes.
Is it like lickety clickety stickety stick? It's like that?
No. It's
Slower. It's trying to match the mood. It's a more calm, more peaceful type of poetry. So, you can see each poem, depending on how the author chooses, has a different type of rhythm and flow. Now, sound. When writing a poem, writers love to incorporate sound to give that text in the poetry a enhancement, a little pop, as you can see. So, with sound, writers use rhymes, repetition, alliteration, and onomatopoeia. What do you think this is? Bang, 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 sizzle, and pop. What are those?
onomatopoeia.
Yes, onomatopoeias. So let's start with rhymes. The first thing of sound is rhyme. Let's read these rhyming words.
Rhyming.
They're rhyming. So why do they rhyme? They have the AT at the end as well. But if you look right here, does all words that rhyme are spelled alike?
No.
What's this word?
Cloud.
What's this word?
Allow.
You see how they rhyme, but they're not spelled the same. They have rhyming words have that same ending sound, like hat, cat, cloud, allow, same ending sound. And rhyme is one of the most common sound devices that they use in a poem. That's why when people write poetry, they automatically feel like they have to rhyme because it's the most common one that poets use or people use when they write poetry. Repetition. Repetition occurs when poets repeat words, phrases, or lines in a poem. It creates a pattern, it increases rhythm, and strengthens feelings, ideas, and moods in a poem. So, repetition makes you kind of get a little groove going in your poem and reiterate certain things that were said that the author wanted restated in the beginning of the poem. Here's an example of repetition. Let's read it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Someone tossed a pancake, a buttery, buttery pancake. Someone tossed a pancake and flipped it up so high that now I see the pancake, the buttery, buttery pancake. Now I see that pancake stuck against the sky. So, what's something that they repeated in the poem, Kenny Elise? They did repeat pancake. What else? What line did they repeat? Say, do. What line did they repeat? Show Mari. A buttery, buttery pancake. They want you to remember that that pancake is what?
Buttery.
Okay. Now, what other line did they repeat in that poem? What other line did they repeat in that poem, Malia?
That it flipped and tossed.
What line? Say the line.
Someone tossed the pancake.
Okay, they want to let you know that what?
Someone tossed the pancake.
Okay, they want you to know that they're talking about a pancake being tossed, a buttery pancake at that being tossed in this poem. They repeated those two things more than once, and it kept that rhythm going. It made you kind of flow with the rest of the poem. Someone tossed a pancake, a buttery pancake. Someone tossed a pancake and flipped it up so high. Then now I see the pancake, the buttery pancake. Now I see the pancake stuck against the sky. It really makes you visualize that buttery pancake being tossed in the air. Now, poetry or poems also include lines and stanzas. Most poems are written in lines. A group of lines in a poem is called a what? Stanza. Stanzas separate ideas in a poem. They act like paragraphs. So, are poems actually have paragraphs? No. Those where stanzas come in, they separate when the author's trying to switch ideas in a poem. He has a different stanza, meaning a different group of lines to further explain or state or say what he's trying to say in his poem. Now, a line in a poem is called a verse. What is a line in a poem called? Verses. So, 3 or more lines in a poem is called a stanza. That's a group. 3 or more lines in a poem is called a what? 3 or more lines in a poem is called a what? 3 or more lines in a poem is called a what? One more time. 3 or more lines in a poem is called a what? Stanza. Great. So you see right here. This is a stanza. This is a stanza. Let's read it. 1, 2, 3. A blue day, a blue jay, and a good beginning. One crow, melting snow, spring winning. You see, in the first part, they talked about a what? And in the next one, they were talking about what? So, different ideas, right? Right. So, we're going to try it out. So, our objectives, we're going to identify the structural elements within a poem. So, we're going to identify different features that makes up this poem. Remember how I told y'all what features are? Just like I took it back to you looking at your features, your eyes, your nose, your ears, your mouth. Those are features that make up you. Well, verses, stanzas, rhythm, rhymes, those are what make up poems. Or elements, sound. All of those make up poems. Understood?
Yes.
All right, let's try this one. So, a verse is a line in a poem. A stanza is a group of verses. So, I want you to tell me how many verses are in this poem.
12.
I didn't say yell out. I said tell me. Raise your hand and tell me. I'm sorry. Raise your hand and tell me. 10. 12. 12. Now, raise your hand and tell me how many stanzas are in this poem. Aaliyah? Not quite. Look again. is a group of verses. Pay attention to the board. See the group of verses. Matthew, how many? What's the answer? Correct. Point them out to me. Point out the two stanzas to me.